You know that one scene in The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, in the Battle of Helm's Deep, where Legolas was rapid firing some arrows at their enemies while sliding down the stairs, using a shield like a skateboard or a surfboard? Yeah, you ever dream of actually doing that? Not just in real life, but also in video games. Yeah, that's not what we're going to do today. You can't do that here. However, in today's episode, I am going to show you the bow. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds Open Beta Test 2. We are doing another episode of our weapons crash course. Or maybe I should call it a weapons intro, because I'm not really doing a full tutorial, I'm just introducing the weapons to the people who are about to have Monster Hunter Wilds as their introduction to the Monster Hunter franchise. People who are not aware of what weapons there are, I'm just showing you the most basic information about the 14 weapons so you can pick which one you think would be a best fit for you as your primary or secondary weapon. So this isn't a full tutorial, I'll just show you the moves, and if you like it, then you can go ahead and maybe try it out. There are other channels that do full in-depth weapon tutorials, so if you like the more detailed and intricate guides, you could go ahead and check them out. I highly suggest Adax Gaming. That's where I got all of my Monster Hunter World and Iceborne moves tutorial. But this video is for those who are just about to join the Monster Hunter community. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, let's begin our intro to the bow. So the bow is one of the 3 ranged weapons in the game. I could argue that this is the long-range equivalent of the dual blades, as it is a stamina-consuming mobile weapon. With the bow, you can run around, you could do quick dodge rolls, and also side steps. Quick note, this is very important if you choose to pick up the bow. The bow, as I've mentioned, is very stamina hungry. Every move that you make with the bow consumes stamina. So like when you dash, and when you do normal attacks. And most especially when you do special attacks. So stamina management is going to be one of the key things that you need to develop while using the bow. The bow does not have a special meter. The bow does not consume arrows. You have infinite arrows. Instead, you have different types of coatings. Now, this one bow that I'm using has only power coating, as you can see on the lower right of the screen. Other bows will have the capacity to use other coatings, such as paralysis coating, poison coating. Note that not all bows will have all types of coatings. So to apply a coating to your arrows, you press the top face button, for me it is Y, and you'll see that animation where your character will just slam the coating into the bow. And once that's equipped, you will see those little files or bottle icons on the bottom of your reticle while you are aiming down sights. Now every time you attack while that is active, you consume said files, which then affects all of your attacks. The bow also allows you to do quick fire without aiming down sights. However, it is advisable to aim down by holding the left trigger button. That way you can see your optimal distance from your target. Optimal distance is if you are within the range of your target and you are able to do full damage. As you can see, the reticle, or I wouldn't call it a crosshair because it's not a crosshair. It's glowing orange. But if you move a little further, it will stop glowing, meaning you are in range, you will hit your target, but it will have a slight arc and it will not do optimal damage. A little further out and it will show you that you are out of range. So it's either you won't hit your target or you will, but it will do 1 damage or maybe a little bit higher, but not the best damage output. Okay, next thing is charging. Now, when you use the right trigger to shoot, it will just do rapid fire. Every shot you make brings you a level of charge. There are 2 charges. The yellow charge and the red charge. Red charge is the maximum charge, which then gives you more damage. So the longer you draw your bow, the higher your charge, the more damage you make. So you can either hold down the right trigger to do a single fire charged attack with 3 arrows, or you could do the rapid fire, which still charges you to the maximum, but will have more hits. So choosing between a fully drawn charge attack or a rapid fire charge attack will be very situational. It depends on what you are doing, what's going on, what you are fighting. Now, aside from the right trigger attack, you can also do a quick shot, which is this. Quick shot will have your hunter hold the bow horizontally and fire 3 arrows. Very much like Legolas. Now, if you repeat it, you will do a combo, which will have a power volley. So, quick shot, power shot, and then a power volley. So it's the same as the right trigger, but the quick shot is meant for more like close quarter, because it has a bigger spread. Now, when you're not aiming down, your mobility is much higher. And when you press the A button or your bottom face button, you will do a dodge roll. However, when you're aiming down, you move a lot slower. And instead of a dodge roll, when you press the lower face button, or A in my case, you will do a sidestep. Now, this isn't just any sidestep. It is called a charging sidestep. If you fire a single shot and then sidestep, as you see, it's going to charge your bow once. Now, if you repeat the sequence twice, it will bring you to a full charge arrow. So let's try that out. Shoot, sidestep, shoot, sidestep, shoot, sidestep, shoot. Take note that these actions consume a lot of stamina, so be careful. You don't want to run out of stamina in the middle of a chaotic fight. Okay, now that we're done with the mobility, let's talk about special attacks. Now, without the bow charged, you have the Y plus B move called the Dragon Piercer. This is one of my absolute favorite moves in Monster Hunter World, and I'm glad that they brought it back. So, if you press Y and B, or the top face and the right face button, that's what's going to happen. It's a powerful move that goes through the monster's body, so it would be advisable if, say, you're fighting a long monster or a monster with a tail you position yourself in a way where it will go through longer to maximize its damage. So my suggestion is you aim and then do the Dragon Piercer. That way you're not just, wasting it, swinging around, and not make optimal damage. Now, since the aim and the focus buttons are exactly the same, as you noticed, I can see the wounded parts of the monster's body. That means, yes, all ranged weapons are automatically in constant focus mode while you're aiming your weapon. So again, to do the Dragon Piercer, you could do aim and then Y plus B. Now, since you are on focus mode, you can do something magical which we weren't able to do before in Monster Hunter World. And that is to redirect your Dragon Piercer. Because before, when you charge the Dragon Piercer, that's it. You're locked into that direction. But now in Monster Hunter Wilds, with the introduction of the focus mode, you can easily redirect your Dragon Piercer mid-charge. So that's a cool feature. So that's your first special attack, the Dragon Piercer. The second one is called the Thousand Dragons. Now this is a bit tricky. You have to press 3 buttons for this. It's the same as Dragon Piercer, top face and right face button, Y and B, but you will add right trigger in the mix. And this is how it looks like. The damage output of your 1000 dragons is directly connected to how much charge you have on your bow. If you have it max charge and then you do the 1000 dragons, you'll have more damage. Now if you noticed, when you do the Dragon Piercer and the 1000 dragons, you get knocked back. To remedy that, you can simply just do a charging sidestep as a sort of animation cancel. Our next special for the bow is not really a special move. It is putting tracers on your enemies. So to do that, you have to hold the right trigger and then press X to ready a tracer. You'll see that you have some sort of firework on your arrow when you have done it correctly. And what it does, when you fire it, it will attach to the body of the monster, and whenever you do attacks, it will try to home in to that tracer. So let's do that again. I'll put a tracer here, and I will not aim. As you see, the arrows curve to where the tracers are. Now you can only have one tracer active on the monster's body. Attaching another one would cause the previous one to explode. So this is a good tool to use against a very mobile monster. You just have to attach a tracer, and even if you miss your aim, your arrows will keep following the tracer. Now our next special move is called the Arc Shot. So how do you do the Arc Shot? You aim, hold down the charge button, and then press B. It will then ready the Arc Shot for you. There will be a targeting thing that will appear. Red means it's gonna hit something. There's something there where you are targeting. White is a blank space. And once your target is all set, you just let go, and it will rain arrows on that position. Now you see these fireworks thing? Those things will explode over time. However, they do not stack. So even if you do it multiple times, they will not stack and you will not have more fireworks on the monster. Eventually those fireworks will explode and cause damage. Also, when you hit them with enough damage, they will explode. So you don't have to really wait for them to explode. You can just keep shooting arrows at your target, and eventually, when you stack enough damage on the firework, it will explode. You also have this evading shot, which you call the flying swallow shot. What you do is, when you sidestep, you press triangle, and you will shoot at the direction where your character is facing. You can do that forward, you can do it backward, and you can do it sideways. You can also redirect your aim while you're midair. Okay, so what is the focus mode special ability of the bow? The focus mode ability is called Focus Fire Hailstorm. So to do it, you'll have to be on your aim mode so you can see the wounded parts. And you don't really have to aim at the wounded parts. But Riku, why? It's because when you hold down the right button, it will show you this targeting tool. And when you bring up the targeting tool, you will see triangles. Now if you noticed, the longer I hold it, the more each triangle charges. So let's do that again. Aim, and then pay close attention to the triangles that will appear inside the big circle. You will see it charging with smaller triangles on its corners. That means if you let it charge, each spot will have 3 arrows going to them. Now since we have 3 wounded parts, we will have 9 arrows hitting the monster. So now if I let this go, you will fire the same exact number of arrows equal to how many charges each wound has. So 9 arrows. And once you release the 9 arrows, you will go immediately into a Dragon Piercer stance. So you just collect the charge by making sure that you have the wounded part in the circle. It doesn't have to be staying there. The monster can move once the triangle has been charged. And if you release it, even when you're not facing the wounded part, so yeah, it will still fire the arrows. Now, after firing the volley of arrows, if you noticed, you go straight into Dragon Piercer, which not only goes through the monster, it also destroys the wounded parts. So let's do that again. Aim, hold the right button down, let the triangles charge, and once they're charged, even if I look up and have the triangles out of the circle, they will still aim. And there you have it. You are now officially Hawkeye or Legolas of your hunting party. Did you like the bow? Did you find the moveset fun? Is it something you think you would like? Let me know in the comment section if this will be part of your arsenal when Monster Hunter Wilds comes out on the 28th. If you enjoyed this episode, give the video a like and consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon to get notifications for future episodes. This has been Riku once again, along with Vivi and Bobby in the background, and we'll see you again in the next weapons intro. Bye bye.